Hello, and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are going to do a Stargazer reading for the sign of Gemini. So the purpose of this reading is to take a look at what you can do to become more aligned with the star within yourself. So we're going to be using the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And so without further ado, let's get started. So the old wound that it would be beneficial for you to try to heal and try to move past is that of not being true to yourself, true to your truth as it pertains to the type of life that you were meant to lead. We can't control everything that happens to us in life, and we can't control, a lot of things, but this is speaking to the aspects of your life that you can control as far as aligning yourself with what is your personal truth, walking your talk, finding the congruence between who it is that you are and who you say that you are, finding the similarities between how you're showing up and how you would like to show up. All right? Because I feel with this being in the wound, you might even be aware of the fact that you're not doing this. And it could be causing you some sort of discomfort at this particular time in your life. And it feels like a still small voice that's just kind of like pulsating in the background. Okay. And it's making you feel uncomfortable because you know that there is an action or something that you need to do, some step that you need to take in a forward direction to align yourself, but you're not quite sure how to go about that. I feel as if this is also speaking to this sense of searching for that truth for yourself, maybe outside of yourself, maybe having other people tell you what it is that you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to show up, so on and so forth, instead of trying to create that truth for yourself and kind of learn through trial and error what you like and don't like. There might be a sense of fear of having experiences that are not going to be comfortable, or failing at things, or being, feeling that you need to make corrections and like things like that, like trying to play it safe. So like having everybody else kind of micromanage and tell you what steps that you need to take so that you can kind of mitigate that. But that, in a sense, is the essence of life. It's going out, having an experience, going through uncomfortable situations, and allowing things to kind of trigger you so that it kind of shows you where you are and what you resonate with, what you don't resonate with. And you can course correct and take steps that put you into the flow of what you need to do. And right now, I feel like you're trying to maybe lead, just, play it safe as possible. All right. But this is causing you to create illusions that make you think that you're comfortable where you are, or that what you're doing is safer, or that this is what you want. And the reality is that it's not, and you know it. All right. It's not deeply true. And you're trying to convince yourself of it, and you're allowing people to try to convince you and seduce you with it, but you know it's not true, and it's causing you to feel out of alignment. Okay. So you're already ahead of this. Like, you're already here in this energy of what this reading is for. Like, you already want to do it. So the story that you are needing to let go of so that you can create a new story that's more in alignment with your truth is this sense of going into situations that kind of basically end up being towers. It's basically like going into a situation and then having something happen that just dramatically and suddenly shifts you around, your circumstances, your energy, and then you have to recuperate and do something else because it was not right for you, or it didn't align with your path, or it wasn't a good fit, and you were trying to make something fit that did not. You were trying to make something work that did not. You were trying to put a square peg in a round hole, all right, or vice versa. It just wasn't working. And the thing about this, I feel, is that it could be why it is that you try to play it safe and get a lot of outside input. So it could be that, like, because you've had so many of these situations, with this being in the story that you need to let go of, that means that, like, this is like a long-term pattern that you have, is what I'm seeing. It could be that you're afraid that you're going to have a situation like that. And instead of asking yourself, what is my truth that I need to align with that will allow me to be more so connected with what it is I'm doing, so I can kind of reduce the occurrence of these types of events. Instead of doing that, like, you're having other people analyze and tell you what they think you should do, which of course is never really going to ever really be what's the deepest truth for you, because they can only tell you what the deepest truth that they have about you is. And those are two different things. And, these could be, even though this is like a repetitive pattern, I feel like it's been varying levels of destructiveness. Like, sometimes, it just burns, or it's just kind of, a setback. And other times it's like massively destructive. All right. Just sometimes it just causes complete endings to situations that you can't even walk back from. And this is why you might be in that sense of telling yourself, okay, well, this is okay, I can deal with this, at least it's not this. But it's still this cycle of being out of alignment. Now, the ironic thing about this is that usually when people have these kinds of energies, it's because they already have a destiny or a path or something that they are supposed to do that is so aligned with them and their passions and in harmony with everything on the planet and everything that is, that them not being on their path or not being in alignment with it warrants the energies of the universe or whatever there is to bring in these kinds of circumstances to try to knock you off of that, whatever that is that you're standing on, so that you can do this other thing because it's better for you. So it's like you're building up like a Jenga tower, and it like comes in and knocks it down. And then you build up another Jenga tower, and it comes in and knocks it down because it's like, oh, that's not it. Oh, not that one. Almost. This is better. Get over here. Almost there. Even though it doesn't feel like that in the moment, it feels as if it's throwing you off. It feels as if it's putting you in a space that is not comfortable. But these are mercies. And it's, this card says that it's an initiation to release what is in the way of fulfilling your life purpose. So the thing about this is, as many times as you have experienced this, they don't always happen. And although you might be in the energy of just wanting to be comfortable and make it go away and just have things work, when you do that, and if you are not aligned, then that is when you are assigning yourself to your karmic fate. Karmic meaning in the sense that you have unresolved things that your soul or your star or whatever, however you want to see it, is trying to create in this space during your lifetime. You have unfinished business, basically. And then you have to finish up the path, then that'll be it. You will have gotten lots of opportunities to start over and go through these situations that looked chaotic, that might have looked destructive, but it was mercies to give you a chance. Okay, now I'll do it. But when you assign yourself to that fate and you just go on, then at some point it'll just let you do that. And then it will be unresolved and still need to be resolved, okay? At some point, it will still have to be resolved, and you'll have to do it at some point anyway. Here or wherever that is. All right. So the wisdom that you can acquire to help you to be in alignment with yourself ultimately is the energy of the drum. And so this is speaking of like the sound of thunder and the rumble of the earthquake. And I can't help but notice that, you see the lightning before you hear the thunder. And I feel like what happens is that you keep getting this lightning strike, which is like this tower energy, but we never hear the thunder. It's like you see the lightning, but you don't hear the thunder ricocheting out or feel the earth shake and move, okay, to make the change. So you get the lightning, you get the flash, but no change, no boom that ricochets to where people can hear the sound. And I'm hearing almost like when it says to be impeccable with your word or to be true to your word, it's not just the things you say, it's the hearing of how you live your life, because that is a word that you're putting out as you create and exist. That's your life. And so this thunderclap that can go through is like the ricochet of a change that actually happens in an auditory way. And the earthquake is the material world that you're in, your physical reality changing as a result of that to put you into alignment with what it is that you are wanting to do. And so this is about connecting this with the universe. The beating of the drum is what the shamans would do to help people kind of get into a trance state and to go into these different states of mind so they could connect more with themselves spiritually and also with the universe around them. Okay. And so this is what they're saying that you should do, is to try to connect with that, to align yourself so that you can effortlessly kind of flow into this energy you need to be in. Also being in this subconscious trance state, it gets into your subconscious mind. So I feel like you need to make some changes subconsciously because you have some patterns and things that you may have taken on that are kind of sabotaging you. It could be beliefs that you have that make you feel like you can't live the life that you want to because, you might have had an echo chamber of people telling you that. It could just be societal in general, culture in general. It could also be friends and family members and social circles that are telling you that you can't. And so you're trying to fit yourself into whatever the expectation is. And because you've been doing that for so long, like it's deeply rooted in your subconscious mind, you subconsciously do it. You might be blocking and checking yourself from taking steps you need to take because you have this thing that pops up and tells you that you can't do it and you can't be it and so on and so forth. Okay. So, by doing this, it allows you to kind of get into the rhythm and the flow of what your spirit is wanting to, the universe, getting it connected with that energy so that it can help to, almost reprogram your subconscious mind. Because I feel like at some level there's programming that's taken place that you may have done and that your environment has done to you that makes you not to get in alignment with this. But because your destiny is such, and it needs to be in this harmony, you keep having this stuff fall apart. Whereas maybe other people that are doing things that they're not really in alignment with, they don't really care, but their life works for them, but yours doesn't. But that's because you have something you're supposed to do that may not be on the same level of what they're doing. Not that it's more than or less than what they're doing, but different. And it has a different impact or a different piece of the puzzle. Okay. So your destiny, should you do these things, is that you move into the energy of water. This is flowing into a space of like rebirth. I'm getting like cleansing, purification, starting over, being birthed anew. I think about like the amniotic fluids, the water of the womb. In lots of ancient cultures, they use water to symbolize creation stories. So this is like you being able to kind of create yourself anew. Also, I'm picking up the flood myths that they have about the deluge that comes in. And then from there, you have this new creation that comes after that. So I feel like you are needing to have this, this sense of going through also the emotions, because water is associated with emotions, the emotions of this roller coaster that can happen when you make this change. Because I feel like it won't just be like this thing that's just going to happen. I feel like it might cost you something, or it might make you feel a certain way because it, you know, it could cost you friends or social acceptance or whatever it is that you've been trying to fit yourself into. You know, clearly it's not going to fit if you actually go into alignment with who you are, because you'll be going outside and against the grain of what you've been told for so long. And this is inviting you to just welcome that emotional roller coaster of what that is, so that you can experience it and know that at the end of the day, that it's a roller coaster that you can get off of. All right. We won't go down the tracks of like, well, what happens if the track was this and that? But like, this is an emotional roller coaster that you can get off of. But while you're on it, you experience the fullness of the highs and the lows and the ups and the downs, and allow it to kind of flow through you, and know that it's just a moment, that before you know it, you'll be in this other space. And this is not saying to allow yourself to be emotionally imbalanced, but it's saying to recognize that a lot of times the emotions are there to show you where you are in that moment, so that you can take stock of what it's telling you about yourself and about your environment and about who you are at that moment, and kind of allow that to help you and to heal you and to cleanse away the parts, even in your subconscious mind, that are blocking you, so that you can test things, you know, test your environment, test your relationships, test your paths. Like, you know, how do I really feel about this? Like, when I stop trying to tell myself, oh, it's okay, I don't mind, or, oh, you know, oh, that actually makes me feel really icky, or, I can't stand that, but, you know, it's okay, I love it, this is great, you know, it's just another day, that's what it is, you know, like, allow yourself to feel that and say like, wow, that was really icky, or wow, you know, that person is really rude, or wow, you know, I cannot stand, you know, all the trash that's in this area, or wow, you know, this is a really long day and I don't get paid enough, or whatever the case, you know. Allow yourself to feel that, while also recognizing that maybe in that moment you can't do anything about it. It's not saying to be completely led by your emotions, but there is a difference between being completely led by your emotions and allowing your emotions to kind of be like a thermostat to tell you what your temperature is, so then you can adjust your life to kind of be more in alignment with what it is that's going to give you the ultimate joy and fulfillment that it is that you're looking for. That is also going to put you on your best path, and I feel like help to create some stability for you. Even though it might be a wild kind of journey to begin with to get there, I feel like at some level that journey is a part of what your experience is about. It's the journey to get to a spot as opposed to the destination itself. And you'll get more fulfillment and a sense of peace, inner peace and stability by being on that journey, as opposed to the hard work, effort, build up, destruction. Hard work, effort, build up, destruction. Start over on that loop, that repeating cycle and loop. Okay. All right, Gemini, that is what I have for your Stargazer reading. I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel, where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. And until the next video, bye-bye.